Hey everyone, so we are going to jump right into this worksheet that I can help you accomplish. It is called Worksheet for Triangle Sum and Exterior Angle Theorems, two very important theorems in geometry. If you notice here on number 1, we're dealing with triangles, so hence triangle sum. So what the triangle sum means is that the sum of all these interior angles, 58 degrees, 47 degrees, and x degrees, are going to equal up to a very specific measure. Also, we'll have here the exterior angle theorem, which is going to come into play later, where we see, like in example number 5, has an exterior angle given that is not found inside the triangles, the interior of the triangle. So let's start right away with number 1. So how do we solve this? Well, the first thing that we need to know is what is the measure of the inside angles of a triangle. And so if you were thinking that the whole thing equals to 180 degrees, then you are correct. So what that means, if I know two of them, like if I know that one measure is 58 degrees, and I know the other one is 47 degrees, I can add those together. So 8 and 7 is 15, carry our 1, that's 105. So I know that if these two angles together are 105, but my whole thing needs to get to 180, well, I can subtract the other two angles. So that 58 and 47, the addition of those came to 105 degrees. So if I subtract that from 180, well, then I can go ahead and get an answer here. So my answer would be 75 degrees. This would be 75 degrees right here. But we can go ahead and put that up on the line, 75 degrees. So again, you just add the two that you know together, subtract them from 180. I know it looks a little messy there. Now, let's take a look at another one and how it looks here for an example on number 3. So there's something different about number 3. Think back to what we did. We added the two known angles in order to find the third. However, in this case, actually I know all three angles, and I'll have to set them equal to 180. So let me at least put that part. I know I have to set them to 180. So what are the simplest ones to identify? Well, I know I have a 31 degrees, so I'm going to put 31 here. I know I have a 3x minus 1, so I'm going to put that here, 3x minus 1. So it's this angle and that angle. However, this one I don't see any degree measurement. Do you know what that would be? That would be 90 degrees, because this box right here means it forms a corner. That's a 90 degree angle. So this plus that should equal up to 180. Well, this is a very simple combining like terms and probably two-step equation. So let's go ahead and combine what can be combined. Well, I know I have 90 minus 1 plus 31. So now if you do not have a calculator handy, you can just put it together here. 90 plus 31 is 121. That takes care of this term and that term. Then I'm going to go ahead and minus out my 1, which gives me 120. So now when I have combined those, I still have a 3x left over, but now I have plus 120. So I combined my constant terms that did not have that variable x on it that you see there. So the next thing I see here is I just have a two-step equation. Well, remember in two-step equations, we want to always do the add or subtract before we do any multiply or divide. So that would lead me to have to subtract this 120, again from both sides. That's the rules of equations. Oh, there we go. Sorry, my pen's going a little wacky here. Let me go ahead and fix that for you. Little technical difficulty there with the pen. And get right back to it. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to minus the, where are we? Okay, minus 120 on both sides. This is a new graphic program, so please deal with that. Those cancel out. We have 3x left over on this side equals, well, this is supposed to say 180 minus 120. We had a little glitch in our technology, so let's go ahead and fill that in now. I'm sorry, 180 minus 120. Let me go backwards. And we have to actually do that math work. So what is 180 minus 120? Well, that's 60. 180 minus 120 is 60. This should look really common right now. 3x equals 60. When 3 is stuck to x by means of multiplication, we do the inverse or the opposite, which is divide. So we're going to divide by that coefficient of 3 so that they can cancel out. And we're going to make sure we do that on both sides. So now the answer to 60 divided by 3 is 20. So I know that x, in fact, is 20. Now that doesn't mean you would add here 90 and 20 and 20 or 31. That means actually if this measurement is 90 degrees, this measurement is 31 degrees. Well, what should that final measurement be right here? Well, 90 and 31 again was 121. And so in order to get up to 180, probably be about, what is that, 79? So here, 3 times 20 is 60, minus 1 is 59, not 79. I was not really thinking. So I would know that 59 and 31 together actually gets me to 90, plus this other 90 gets me to 180. So yes, that answer checks out. I know it looks a little bit complicated on the screen, and also I'm getting used to this pen. But if you're going forward on this paper, I would suggest that you do all the ones that look like 1 and 3. So for an example, number 5 has this line extending out. I'm going to put those examples on a separate video. So challenge yourself, I believe, to do 1, 2, and 3. And then 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12 can all be done like this. They're examples like number 1 and like number 3. So hope that helps. Try to get those done. Turn them in if you have not done so in class already. Also, if you are watching and following along, feel free to find this worksheet in the comment section down below or in the info section down below. And feel free to throw me an email if you would like to check your answers or just talk about math. All right, thanks a lot.